In the beginning, bear hunting was simply our escape to get out with the rising temperatures and spend time in the field with friends and family. We ran a single bait and tried to fill as many tags as possible with friends and family from that bait. Eventually, bear hunting evolved into so much more than that. We began running more and more baits and expanding into deeper parts of the forest in search of more and larger bears. After establishing a handful of successful baits over the past 10 years, our focus quickly changed from targeting as many bears as possible to searching for and hunting nothing but the largest bears we could find on our covert scouting cameras. We went from harvesting a handful of bears each spring to 1 or 2 particular old boars if we were lucky. The amount of time and effort remained constant, and we feed and conserve more bears now than we ever have, while our impact on the population is almost negligible. It's crazy to look back and see how things have changed, and although we do it for different reasons today, bear hunting still remains one of our favorite times of the year.
I don't know. Last night when we drove into the bait, this is the main road in, and 6 o'clock, 5:30 last night, it was perfectly fine. There was no water anywheres. We went in, we hunted, sat for the red bear right till dark, came out, and I was actually driving pretty quick coming through here, and I came down the hill and my headlights hit the water and I slammed on the brakes, and as you can see, it was rushing. It was actually worse last night, and this is the only way out, so we had no choice but to put her in 4-wheel drive and creep through and hope that the culvert wasn't washed out, and thankfully it wasn't. But all day I've been sitting at home editing the episodes and knowing that we're coming hunting tonight. It's a beautiful weather. It feels like a great night to shoot a bear, and just wondering if this road was going to be washed out. And if this road washes out, our bear season is officially over. We can't get to any of our baits, and there's no back doorway into them. So thankfully there's still a road here. I don't know how deep it is. I don't know if the culvert is still there, so I'm going to jump on the quad. I feel a lot safer just creeping forward on the quad, see if I can get across it. And judging by the fact that there's some ripples out there, I think we're going to be okay, but I'd rather test it out with the quad than the truck. So.
Like every bear season before this, we always have a couple bears in mind at the beginning of the season, hoping that they show up and give us an opportunity to chase them. For me, it was an ancient old red bear that we've known about for almost 5 years now. He was inconsistent at best, and I knew that it was a long shot. While my heart was set on him, Cory and our good friend Matt Shaw were targeting a couple new bears that had just shown up on our best bait. We didn't have a lot of history with them, but according to the covert trail cameras, we just knew they were big.
Always find it go into pockets, and you haven't worn this since last year, and you go and you find
hopefully $20.
Stuff you didn't even know you had. My face mask I've been looking for. But should be a good night. We got 2 decent bears on there. I got my buddy Matt up hunting with me today. Be our first sit in the stand for this year. There's we checked the baits yesterday, and there's a pretty decent black bear in there. I think one of the bears we might have passed last year, but he's grown quite a bit, so we're gonna give him a chance if we see him. And there's another one in there for Matt. So we're gonna bring both bows in, possibly get a double tap, but if not, if one walks in, one of us will be shooting hopefully tonight, so looking pretty promising. All right, so we're out here for our first sit of the year. Matt just dropped everything off with the side-by-side, and he's heading back to take that out. I'm gonna go have a quick look at the trail camera situation here, see what came through more or less. As you see, the bait's been absolutely smashed, which is excellent. So have a quick look at the trail camera, get nestled up into the tree stand, and then hopefully something comes in. We got 2 shooter bears here, one for me and one for Matt, so I guess we'll have to see what happens.
We've often found that the best time to kill a particular bear is the first few nights in the stand at the beginning of the season, when they're fresh out of their dens and focused on nothing more than getting a quick and easy meal. For Cory and Matt, this particular night in the stand was non-stop action, and it wasn't long before one of their target bears made an appearance.
He's right up there. Yep. Oh, that hurt.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Covert Scouting Cameras, Vortex Optics, Old Smokes Coffee, Top Notch Taxidermy Studio, and the MD of Bonneville.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Deluxe Wall Tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions. This segment of the show is brought to you by the MD of Bonneville. Lake adventures happen here.
Thanks again, Cory and Dana. This is my third time out with you guys. It's my third time out with you guys. It's unbelievable every time I come out here bear hunting with you guys. This is the third really nice Alberta bear I've had a chance to harvest with you guys, so thanks a lot for always having me out. It's too bad we didn't get a shot at yours earlier, but we had a couple more nights to try and get it done here. So.
Oh yeah, well, the one bear that I was supposed to hunt, he did come in, but he didn't give us a shot. So, anyways, this was the shooter bear I was after came in, didn't get a shot, and the shooter bear you came in, got a shot. Honestly, might as well take it. Absolutely drilled him too.
Oh yeah, he's, I think he's still just 50 yards off the barrel here. So.
Oh, he's hurting bad.
My target bear came in late. We shot him a few minutes ago. We're just going to go look at the arrow, and at the Luminoc over here, it looked like a pretty good hit, but might have hit the offside shoulder. So we're going to go and take a look at the arrow and see what the game plan is from there.
That's a good healthy amount of blood right there. That's all lung blood. So, he's gonna paddle off, so I mean we'll just be back out. We'll get up early in the morning.
I don't feel sick about this one like I did
No.
that last one, and we found him piled up 75 yards back. This is a tough bear.
Oh yeah.
But he's bleeding hard, so we'll find him tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a little more work than I was hoping he'd be in a nice clear spot, but it's never the way.
No. Well, I agree behind the log. Look around, buddy.
Perfect. Thanks, Cory.
Yeah. Well, you definitely didn't go far. So we're gonna try to get him out of this hole after. It's all right. Piled up behind this log. But good, decent sized paw on him.
Nice paw.
Oh yeah. Good, decent melon on him.
Good size head.
Oh yeah. Let's see where the arrow. PX2
Arrow
is
into
embedded in here.
Arrow into the opposite shoulder.
That's exactly what you want to see.
It's pretty stiff. Looked like he probably died last night sometime.
Yeah.
Good call not to push him, I think.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, who knows how far he would have ran.
I had to make sure it was the right bear for probably 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Watched him for 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. He's got a small little patch on his neck just to make sure it was the right guy. And once we seen that, we knew it was game on. Alright, we're back in the stand again here tonight. Matt pumped one last night, and we came back this morning and found him, did a recovery on him, and the bait was absolutely smashed again. So we came and reloaded it this afternoon, and we're sitting here again. We reviewed the trail camera footage again, and there's supposed to be another big bear here that doesn't have any white V on him or nothing like that. So we're gonna try to hold out for him and see, but if that one comes in like last night with the white V on him, we might give him a second look. And if he looks good again, I might take him, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we see all the bears again, because last night we seen pretty much every single bear except for the one half decent one. So well, I'd imagine it's gonna be pretty close to the same thing. We already got a bear at the bait. He was ready here when we drove in, so we'll get nestled in here, and we're here pretty early, so should be a decent night. Hopefully that big one comes in. It'd be nice to be tagged out. He's sick, isn't he?
Yeah.
That barrel messed me up though, for the pass through.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Wood Wheaton Supercenter, True Fire Releases, Gorilla, Black Widow Innovations, Phone Scope, and Federal Premium Ammunition.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Wood Wheaton Supercenter, a proud supporter of our outdoor heritage. This segment of the show is brought to you by Vortex, the force of optics.
All right, we've given him about another 15 minutes or so. He's obviously dead right there. He hasn't moved. So we're gonna drop all of our stuff down and go have a look at him. I'm excited. This is easily the biggest bear I've ever killed, 100%. When does a bear like that caliber come in at like 7 o'clock? 2 hours before legal light. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, look, the PX2 popped a little hole in the barrel. We'll see what the ferrule looks like when we get it out of the bear. I'm gonna load another arrow too, just in case. That's easily the biggest bear I've ever, pretty much one of the biggest bears I've ever seen in person. Dude, look at the size of that thing. Oh yeah, he just pouring blood out that side. Oh, holy man. Dude, I can barely pick his head up. I don't already have him side by side. Dude, look at this bear.
Well, you said you wanted one bigger than 18.
This one, this one is gonna be bigger than 18.
Look at that pumpkin head.
Look at that. Big spread on the ears, long nose on him, super long nose. Dude. I don't even know what to say. Like, look at the front paws on this thing. Wow. I mean, I shot my Saskatchewan bear 2 years ago now, and that bear's got nothing on this bear. This bear is so big. Like, look how filled.
Coat.
Look how filled out he is, man.
That coat is immaculate.
Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I can't even. There's no way we're getting him side by side by ourselves. Like, look at this. Look at this freaking thing. We're looking around and Matt's like, Cory, big bear to the right here. So I looked over and I seen a little goatee. That's what Dana says. He's like, you're looking for a big bear with a goatee. And there was no question. When he started walking into the bait, he was cautious. He was sniffing the air, acting exactly like a big bear does. And he came in, sat down. It was 43 minutes before he decided to get up and circle his way around the barrel to give me a shot. Stu ripped right through him, poked a hole in the barrel, and I mean, he didn't even go 60 yards max, maybe 50 yards from the barrel.
Fatal Impact is proudly sponsored by Mad Ramps, High Mountain Seasoning, Arcan Trailer and RV, Block Targets, iHunter, Glendale Targets, and Deluxe Wall Tents.
With Cory and Matt harvesting 2 beautiful bears right at the beginning of the season, it put us in a bit of a unique situation. The majority of our bear episode was already filmed, and it allowed me to personally spend a bit more time and effort chasing the giant old red bear that I've never really been able to invest time into. He was always a super late bear to show up on the baits, and historically, our best opportunity to hunt him always came towards the middle of June. With most of the pressure off, we were able to shut down the rest of our baits and focus exclusively on this particular bear. Looks like a new bear showed up last night, or sometime recently since we've been here. And with any luck, maybe he'll show up tonight and give us a look. And
everything all loaded up, and I guess we'll head her up there. It's June 12th or 13th now. We're running out of days. Had a shower today. Darcy keeps telling me I need a haircut. I keep telling her I'm not getting a haircut until I kill a bear, so you just gotta think, if we don't kill him in the next 3 days, you're gonna have to put up with me for another year. I can only imagine the flow I'll have then. It'll be pretty sweet. But let's just go kill him tonight and get it over with.
well, that's it. We stuck it out right till the end. Wasn't much else we could do. We kind of gambled right at the beginning of the season, threw all of our chips on the table on this bait. And I mean, as awful as it is, we have to be thankful that there was a lot of things that went right for us to even be able to be in this tree stand still with all the flooding that we've had and the water levels. And, you know, this is the only bait that we could even get into at this point in the season. And so we are thankful that we can even be out here, and we got to experience some pretty cool stuff. And we will go back to the drawing board, regroup. We've now got about 10 months to try and figure out, study the eye hunter, and see where we can put up some new baits and try to make a game plan for next year to hunt this bear. I'm going to leave the camera out for a while. The bait's pretty well empty already, but probably come back in a week or two to pull everything down and see if maybe he rolls through, and just to see if he's alive. I mean, he hasn't been through in 2 weeks, so there's a chance that somebody else has taken him, but I feel like he's alive. We're just in the wrong spot, and so if we can get confirmation of that, regroup and come back next year and fresh and with a different game plan and some different ideas and a couple different baits, and he'll be 1 year wiser, 1 year older, and 1 year bigger. I mean, at this point it doesn't really matter because he's about as big as he's going to get. And we will see where we end up. But it's been a good season. I mean, we had some pretty cool encounters. Cory and Matt killed 2 beautiful bears. We got one heck of an episode to share with you guys, and you know, it just goes to show that you don't always kill a bear. Everybody thinks that baiting a bear is easy, and you just put a pile of bait out, and eventually you spend enough time and they'll come in. And I'll admit, usually when we have a target bear that we're after, we have a pretty good success rate on laying eyes on them. But this one humbled us.